I'm dressed like a janitor from California, and that's no hate to janitors or anything like that. We need y'all now more than ever. It's just that I didn't have to dress like this. Y'all did. I chose this life when I literally didn't have to. We have the top 50 songs of 2020, and although it's been a very tumultuous year, I still found refuge and comfort in a lot of these songs. And I'm pretty happy with my list, man. It just, I didn't really have a top 50 like created weeks and months prior to this, but I was able to think about everything just like in like an hour or two, and it all just kind of ended up looking like this. Our opinions may vary on this, or we may differ, and that's fine. Your song may not end up on this list. That's fine. Make your own. All right, make your own. At number 50, I got Down to Earth's You Wouldn't Understand.
Guess you wouldn't understand. Supposed to be it, it's not part of the...
So smooth and subtle and just like sensual. It's comforting, it's soothing. 49 is Silk Money with White People Don't Clean Their Chicken. There may be some truth to this. I'm not 100% sure. I've never eaten chicken from white folks before. However, that's not the point of the song. It's mainly about him having this like this anger just toward being aware of everything that's going on right now, that's been going on. He's just upset. He's just angry. And like, I think he describes it. There's no real flow. There's no vocal direction with this song. So don't go into it thinking it's going to have a normal structure. It just is what it is. And I like it for what it is. Number 48 is Tierra Whack with Dora. Number 47 is redvell-Grass. I love Grass so much. I think this kid did such an amazing job. I think it's a little disrespectful trying to call him a kid. I don't want to do that, but he's still young, and just acknowledging that he's a kid is something that I have to do because he's already so talented. Grass, I love the flip of the sample as well. It's just perfect. Number 46 is Salieu with Frontline. As soon as the track starts, it's just hard. It's hard. UK toughness, roughness. I'll punch you in your face. YG with Swag at number 45. This is just a good, simple song. It is. It's a really simple, straight to the point, direct YG song. Everything that you love about YG, I think he just does it in its most simplistic form. 44 is Baby Keem with Critics and Sons Freestyle, I believe the track is called. I didn't really love this track at first, but I keep returning to it. It keeps getting in my rotation.
You a critic, boy, shut the fuck up. I'm a freak hoe, hit up dog when I'm in the cut. And my neck king tut, ah ha ha. I go up with the goons if I must, ah ha ha. And my bitch always catch a nut.
43 is going to be J. Cole with The Climb Back. I can't not acknowledge the song. It created a big moment for rap music, I guess. Maybe a lot of people don't like everything that Cole released or had to say this year. Obviously, people had issues with it, but The Climb Back was one of the singles that I thought his flow was fantastic. I thought he really improved as a rapper. As far as everything that he used to release, he seemed really active, really energetic, really lively over an instrumental like this. This is not the same Cole that we had like maybe 3-4 years ago. So I could just see the improvement, and I like it. I encourage y'all, if you have not, I'm not going to spoil anything, listen to Play Nice. Their discog is really interesting. It's really cool. But one track that I think they really had a standout moment for this year was Don't Keep Me Waiting. At number 41, I'm going to put Brent Faiyaz with Clouded. This track was so amazing. And even though it's not really that intricate when it comes to like the production or anything, I think just being able to tackle the sung rap like performance, adding that 90s flair and mixing it with tropes from the current generation, I think that's exactly the type of music that we need to help push R&B into more, you know, explicit territory.
I was fucking superstars when I was 19. Shit, I feel like dying every season.
Yes. It is inevitable that whenever Fleet Foxes drops an album, one of their songs will make it into my top 50. That is like almost a given, and this one is no exception. At number 40, Can I Believe You? Though I wasn't a huge fan of the entire album, I still like some of the songs from Phoebe Bridgers' most recent record. Favorite probably of the project being Punisher. 38 is Run the Jewels with Ooh La La. At number 37, I've got Thundercat with Dragonball Durag. This track is incredibly sensual, soothing, groovy, funky. At number 36, I've got Don Toliver with Wasted. This wasn't supposed to be here over After Party, but Wasted is just so much smoother. It's so much more dreamy, so much more ethereal. Don Toliver's voice sounds like it's on a bed of clouds as he's rapping and singing through this, so I just like the melody of this track as well. At number 35, I've got G Herbo's Glass in the Face. I cannot tell you how many times I've listened to this track this year, and A Boogie actually kills this hook to me. So at number 34, I've got Skullcrusher with Places and Plans. I love the ambiance of this track so much because it helps push forward like this hand that's reaching out to someone, bringing them closer to this new world or this new area. She's singing kind of about being anxious to being exposed to this new world. Gorillaz with How Far featuring Skepta. I think Skepta absolutely destroys his verse on this track.
Searching for balance, praying for clarity.
At number 31, we've got Fiona Apple with her track Ladies. At number 30, we've got Sue Surf with Nana's Crib. I love Nana's Crib, man. This track is absolutely phenomenal. And for whatever reason, the line used to look up to him, now I gotta look up to him has never left my mind. G Herbo, I think, kills his feature on here as well. I just think it's a great track, man. And I heard the that in the back, it saved the whole track was amazing. At 29, I've got Moses Sumney's Cut Me. 28 is going to be Bartees Strange with his track Boomer. I love how the content in this track doesn't at all match the genre that you think it will belong to, and I think we should explore more of that. Number 27, I've got CHIKA with her track Designer. I love the amount of variation there is to this track, how many times that the instrumental evolves, and I really like her flow and how she adapts to the beat changes really effortlessly. The sample in the beginning is fantastic as well. Y'all know I'm a sucker for shit like that. At number 26, I've got Lil Uzi Vert with his track Prices. Y'all know how much I love this track when I first heard it, but that I just went up in my price, that refrain will never get old for me. At number 25 is Arlo Parks with Black Dog, a song about depression. From her point of view, she's watching someone go through it and deal with it, and it's kind of putting her in a painful state, but she knows and she's aware of how painful it is for this person to have to go through it. And Shay Noir gets extremely candid about her love life on the track Winter, along with production and beautiful jazzy somber background from Apollo Brown. At track number 23, I got Big Sean and Nipsey Hussle's Deep Reverence. Y'all know how much I love this track. Y'all know how much I love California, the Bay Area, and Detroit fusing together to make music, distant cousins and shit like that. I love music that fuses those two worlds, those two areas of the US. I love that so much. Track number 22 is Too Comfortable from Future. This track is fantastic, bro. It's such a vibe. It's so wavy. It's so cool. It's so smooth. Future's talking his shit. Look, man, y'all can hate as much as you want. Sometimes McDonald's just be hidden. I don't know what's worse, getting caught eating McDonald's or getting caught watching porn. Track number 21 is going to be Chloe x Halle with their song I Wonder What She Thinks of Me. And they have the portrayal, or they have the perspective of the mistress in this song, and it's really off-putting at first, but it's sung in such a beautiful way. It distracts from the fact that she's a homewrecker. Number 20 is going to be Drake, Chicago Freestyle. Didn't expect Drake to even make it this high up on the list, but Givion's performance on the hook, and then Drake with this Eminem-inspired flow, I love it, man. And even flows from Kendrick Lamar's Untitled Unmastered make their way into this track as well. I think Drake was really resourceful with this track, and I ended up listening to it a lot more than I thought I did. Number 19 is Soccer Mommy with Yellow is the Color of Her Eyes. This track was extremely heart-wrenching. I just felt so sorry for her and her mother when she was talking about like her mom going through this sickness and yellow being the literal color of her eyes while she's going through this. Although it's hopeful, it still feels like preparation. Like, in case I were to lose my mom, this is what I would say. It's preparation for her mother's death. And I don't know, that's just it sucks. So I don't listen to much metal music anymore. I found My Dying Bride's Your Broken Shore to be a great intro track. Not only on this intro track, but on the entire album. I feel like they capture actually understanding your sadness and your emotions and the circumstances that you're in without coming off emo or without coming off melodramatic. I think a lot of what they have to talk about on this record is very mature. Number 17 is going to be Conway the Machine with Forever Dropping Tears, a tribute track to Shay, DJ Shay, who passed earlier this year. On number 16, I'm going to put 21 Savage with his track Many Men. I love not only on this album how they explore horror and trap music, but especially on this track, is it reminds me heavily of something I feel John Carpenter would have had a hand in. In a melodic and kind of marketable way, they capture the, you know, horrors of fucking up in the street. And I love the hook reference to 50 Cent. It cannot get any better than this. Number 15, I'm going to put Lil Baby with The Bigger Picture. Lil Baby got really mature on this track. I didn't expect it coming from him this year, but I gotta tell you, when I heard it, it was just great. I thought he dove into some topics that he's never dove into before. I didn't expect it coming from him. And not that it makes it better, it coming from him, but for him to be one of those artists that had a blatant fear, even saying in this track that I don't know if making a track like this is going to make them do something to me. It finally being his turn this year, as he says, you know, he felt a fear of possibly ruining that by talking about something like this and did it in spite of. And the action of doing that paired with the, you know, consideration of this track, in my opinion, just made me respect him like way more. Track number 14 is going to be Giveon with Like I Want You. I don't need to say anything. Giveon's voice is just fantastic. I mean, that's all that. What else do you need to hear? If you've heard Giveon, you know why he's here. Tame Impala, Kevin forgives his father on Posthumous Forgiveness. It's incredibly dreamy, incredibly spacious. He puts himself in a setting to confront his past, and I completely respect. Track number 12 is going to be Childish Gambino and 21 Savage with the track 1238. I feel like a lot of people forgot about songs like this because of how forgettable his actual album was, but songs like this really made me appreciate, you know, song evolution, song growth. Knowing that 21 could come into a track and body this performance, and Childish Gambino is giving vocal inflections reminiscent JPEG Mafia in the beginning of it, then having his own style to add to it. It being incredibly groovy for its duration, the little vocal break in between that to this day still reminds me of Jeremiah. Number 11 is going to be Boldy James with Light Bill. I think this is probably one of Boldy James, if not his best hook.
Nigga pull up with the right pill, with some blues and like fast.
Rina Sawayama with Excess. I love this track. I love how she fuses rock and pop and just does it effortlessly for the entire song. I love the guitars during the hook. I love her voice. I love everything about this track. It's so smooth and so it's not really smooth. It's melodic. It's catchy. Yes, it's pop music, but it's not corny. I love it. Benny the Butcher with One Way Flight. I love this sample. I love Benny's flow. I love his dominance over this track. I love his lyrics. I love Freddie Gibbs' performance that I didn't actually think was going to come because they made it seem like the track was going to end. The loop is incredible. It is insane. And the track is so loud and bright and sunny.
I'll put a couple in jars, let it fluff till it's hard.
I have no idea how old this hat is. Oh my God, this beanie is ancient. At number 8, I've got Ka with I Love. This is probably one of his best written tracks ever, just a tribute to his family. And I love that transparency. I mean, I think we get it a lot, but this is like one of the few times where we get it in direct format where it's not accompanied by a metaphor. Freddie Gibbs with Scotty Beam is probably one of the smoothest tracks of the year.
Busting that police before Queen and Slim, that's on the fin. Let off 50 shots at the squad car and get in the wind.
The Weeknd with Blinding Lights. Man, this track is fantastic. He really dove into his synth pop bag here, his 80s synth wave shit. I love this whole album. After Hours grew on me a lot, and y'all are gonna see in my top 50 albums video how much it grew on me. I love this song. I think The Weeknd's voice is perfect on this track, as it is on many of the tracks on After Hours. And yeah, Caroline Rose has her track I Took a Ride. This track right here is Synth Sex. Synth Sex for a synth hoe.
It's stronger than a lover's lonely tears. 1,000 years.
Eve Toomer, The Guitar on Kerosene. What else needs to be said? The vocal breaks in between. What else needs to be said about this song? Beautiful psychedelic soul and rock combinations. I love this track. Let me hide my eyebrows. I love this track. I bought the vinyl just for that one song. Just for that one song. Now, of course, there are other, I'm not going to talk about. Now we're about to get unfortunate because that was my number 4 slot, and my number 3 slot is Mac Miller with Good News. And the next 2 tracks I'm going to name after this is kind of like a 1, 2, 3 combo because all of them are so depressing. They're all so terrible. I'm listening to the track and I'm listening to everything that's going on in 2020, the entire year, and I had a horrible thought. you know, so don't take what I'm about to say as like my word or something that I'm standing on. But the thought came to me in that very moment. Wow, he got out of here before shit hit the fan. How would Mac Miller have fared during quarantine? That was my first thought, and I just got sad. I got sad because I'm like, what is the hope for a person that experiences the things that he experiences when they're in seclusion, when they're in solitude? And it made me think about, oh, well, there's probably a Mac Miller in this city or a Mac Miller in this city. And I just listening to the song getting sad. I'm just getting sad over and over and over and over again this whole year. The song itself is about people wanting things to be better than they actually are for you because they don't actually want to be uncomfortable. And having that track be released posthumously is the biggest pain in the world as a listener and as a fan of Mac Miller. Number 2 is going to be Boldy James with Mommy Dearest. Not only do I relate heavily to, is just like the story that he's telling is that of someone dealing with toxicity, but it's far deeper than just, you know, having family issues. When you feel like the people that brought you here don't want you, or you feel like the people that brought you here wouldn't be upset if you just turned up missing, disappeared. They have priorities on other things. Everything else in their life comes before you, their quote unquote responsibility. It doesn't feel sorry for itself. You know, Boldy James isn't talking about the things that he's talking about on this track with the intent of people trying to feel bad for him. And I think that exterior being developed as you grow up, you kind of just learn to accept those things as normalities. You grow to accept those things as, oh, it is what it is, you know, that's my mom or that's my dad, and it's just, you know, that's the way they are, that's the way they raised me, that's the way that's the most love they've ever given me, so I gotta accept that. It's weird to be the only one that remembers the forgotten kid. And my number 1 song of 2020 is going to be Jay Electronica featuring Jay-Z with their track All Praise Is Due to Allah. Like I said, you get the 1, 2, 3 punch there, right? When you're dealing with loss and you're dealing with pain and you're dealing with having lost all these people. I got numbers in my phone. I can never text again. I have them in my phone just so I can remember, just so I can keep that last piece of contact. Oh my God, the color that this track has. When you listen to it, you just hear every color in the universe just pop out immediately. It's like a huge range of emotion that just hits you all at once. You can hear these little birds chirping in the background at the start. I'm sitting here at the ocean just looking at all my troubles and my pains just wash away.
My phone that'll never ping again. I screenshot them so I got them. I don't want this thing.
That shit is totally different. But those are my songs of the year. Those are my songs of the year for 2020. Can I eat now? I just feel bad. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Y'all let me know what your favorite song of 2020 is, or your top 10 for this year. And yeah, if you haven't heard a lot of these tracks, I hope you haven't. Maybe you'll have some extra stuff to listen to. And I'll see y'all for the top 50 albums in a day or two. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.